A lot of times the goals don't match the work. So let the work outmatch the goals, right? Work harder than the goals that you want. Then you'll never be disappointed because you'll work. What's up, folks? Coach White here with SFBA Sports Performance, and we just finished up 2 weeks of our basketball training plus scrimmage sessions, which I think have been awesome. Players have been great. They've been coming in, working hard, learning a lot, and I feel like there's been value in the 2 sessions that we've done so far. However, now we've got 2 weeks where we're not going to do anything. Our AE teams will be having tournament sessions. However, I didn't want to leave you hanging. I wanted to give you something that your kids can work on in preparation for our next training sessions, but also something that can help them get better. And today we're going to focus on shooting. So I'm going to give you 6 drills that your athletes can do to improve their shooting while we're away from the training. And I think this is going to be something that they can do, not just for now, but moving forward for their basketball career, to make sure that they're constantly improving their shooting and staying on top of how to properly shoot the ball. So in order to work on shooting, we got to start by working on form shooting. And I'm going to work on number 1, a single hand form shooting drill. Now I'm right-handed, so if your athlete's left-handed, just reverse what I'm doing here. But I'm going to do everything with my right hand because that's what I shoot with. So first of all, what I want to do is I want to make sure I'm standing in front of the rim, and I'll be about 3 feet from the rim. So let's get underneath the rim and just take 1, 2, 3 steps back. I want to make sure that as I'm shooting it, that I can really focus on just the arm movement. I don't really have to like shoot so far away that I have to get my whole body into the shot. So I'm going to hold the ball out with one hand, palm under the ball, straight. I'm going to take the basketball, I'm going to flip it around here. Now I'm going to keep it to where my elbow is in line with the basket. My hand is under the ball, and I have almost like this straight line right here, as you can see. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bend my knee slightly. And as I shoot the basketball, I'm going to go ahead and lift, go into what we call triple extension. I'm going to extend my ankles, knees, and hips at the same time as I extend. And I want to hold a follow through. So hold the ball out with one hand in front of you, flip it around, create that L shape here. We're going to bend our knees, making sure the ball is just above my eye level. And then I'm going to shoot, hold the follow through. And then I want to make sure that I can create this 45-degree angle with a release from my arm, my shoulder, through my hand to the basket. Notice that my fingers are pointing down. So I'll do that again. Get your feet apart. Hold the ball out in front of you. We're going to turn it around slightly. Create this L shape here. Make sure your fingers are just above your eye level. We're going to bend our knees. And then we're going to go into triple extension for my legs as I extend and shoot the ball with a form shot. Hold your follow through, and then create that 45-degree angle. I'll do that for 50 shots. So I want to make sure as I'm going through that I start to build repetition. I'll do that 50 times, but not just 50 times, 50 made shots. So make sure if you miss it, that doesn't count. It has to be a make. Then what I'll do is once I've completed that and I feel like I've gotten good flow from my legs, going into the shot, developing that power, I've got good technique with my shooting hand, I'm going to add in the guide hand. So this is step 2 now. So drill number 2 is I'm going to add the guide hand. So I'm going to face you first of all. So we talked about here, making sure that we're holding the ball out in front, get our feet apart. We're turning the ball around, so I keep the elbow in nice and tight, and I'll bend. For step 2 now, I'm going to take this hand that I didn't use before, and I'm going to bring it to the side of the ball. Now this is called our guide hand. This hand doesn't shoot the ball. A lot of kids will get 2 hands on the ball and launch it with both in like a rotational movement. We're going to utilize, sorry, I hope you guys can hear me. I got the lawnmower over here. We're going to utilize the guide hand to help aim the ball. Now, as I'm shooting the basketball, the guide hand doesn't really touch the ball on the release, right? Can it? It might. Sometimes you might see kind of like that thumb flick over there. But what I want to do is try to use it as just like a way to aim, to keep everything straight. So I'll face you first and I'll face the basket. So feet apart, hold the ball out, flip it around. We'll bend our knees. My fingers should be just above my eyebrow level. I'll bring the guide hand towards the ball so everything's in tight. Now when I'm here, what I'm going to do is go into the shot. Same thing, go into triple extension with my legs, and then hold the follow through. And everything should look like it's in one straight line in that position. My guide hand, I want to make sure that that stays facing the same direction when I shoot it, when I'm holding it, when I shoot it. So it's going to be the same deal as I go into it. If you watch players like Klay Thompson when he shoots the basketball, it always looks the same. Shooting hand, guide hand, everything is just perfect. And a lot of times you want to make sure your kids are emulating players that are nearly perfect at what they do, especially when it comes to shooting. So now I'll do it here facing the basket. About 3 feet from the rim, feet apart, hold the ball out, turn it around, create that L shape here. Make sure your fingers are just above your eye level. We're going to bend our knees, get into that active position. Bring the guide hand to the ball now. Now from here, I'm going to go into that position, shoot it, hold your follow through, and then we'll keep it there. I'll do that and I'll go for 50 makes. Again, you want to build it where it's not just off of shots, because they can take 50 bad shots, but you want to get to the point where they're starting to get repetition with 50 good shots. Don't just go for like attempts. Let's try to go for makes in these situations here. All right, so now that I've gone through 50 single hand form shots, 50 form shots with my shooting hand and guide hand, I'm going to go with a self pass going into the shot. Now this is going to allow me to shoot it a little bit quicker, which makes it feel a little more game-like. Again, because I'm not so close to the rim, because I'm not so far from the rim, I can be a little more focused on my technique versus having to like throw my entire body into the shot. So this is really focusing on just our form, right? So again, we'll be under the basket. I'll take 3 steps back. 1, 2, 3. Now, what I'm going to do is perform what we call a self-pass. That's basically where I hold the ball with both hands on my finger pads, and I'll just kind of spin it backwards, and I'll catch it as if somebody passed me the ball. Now this is a great way for your athlete to work on catching and shooting without having to have a partner. So I'll do the same exact thing. Now that I know where I want the ball to be, I'm going to catch it, bring it up to the eye level position. And I want to make sure that I make sure I know how to get into that position quickly, to where I started my form shooting is where I should be able to get there in a normal shot itself. So we're 3 feet from the rim. I'm going to stand up. On the catch, I'm going to drop into my hips. So self pass, drop, and then lift. I'll do that again. Self pass, drop, and then lift. Now I want you to attack the pass. Don't let the ball come to you. I want you going to go get the ball, right? So your hands will kind of extend out. They shouldn't be fully extended, right? I still want to kind of keep a little bit of a bend, but I want to keep more of an active position, ready to receive the ball and then go into the shot. Then I'll actually shoot it. So self pass, catch, bring it up, make sure we're here, this is clean, and then we'll take our shot. Hopefully I'll make the next one. So we'll go here, self pass, catch, bring it up to here, same position as before, and then we'll go ahead and take our shot, and then we'll keep everything the same. I'll do that for, again, 50 made shots. Again, I want to go for makes, not just attempts. So now that I've done that, I've got my single hand form shooting. We did our 2-hand form shooting with the shooting hand and guide hand. We shot off the self pass. Now what I want to do is I'll take a step back. So, okay, so we did the first 3 drills. Again, so far, not taken, we've made 50 shots, single hand. We've made 50 shots with both hands, shooting hand and guide hand. We've made 50 shots off of a self pass. So far, we've made 150 shots. Now, you may have taken more, but so far, we've made 150 shots, which is a really good volume to get into. And if you can do this daily, imagine the consistency your athlete will start to shoot with when it comes down to game day and practices. Yeah, let's move. So we're gonna go to the free throw line. I'm gonna move it back a little bit. Now, for younger kids, maybe you don't wanna go so far, right? Again, we started 3 feet from the rim. I'm under the rim. I took 1, 2, 3 steps back. Maybe for younger kids, 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade, 5th grade, maybe you want to be just another 2 or 3 steps back from where they were doing their initial drills. You don't want it to be where they're shooting the basketball and they feel like they have to really like strain their entire body and force abnormal movements to get into the shot. Because now all the form shooting that we just worked on, it doesn't exist anymore because they're trying to do whatever it takes to get the ball just to the rim versus shooting properly. So if your athlete is not able to take the free throws with proper form, then have them move in. This is about building form consistency. I'll step back to the free throw though. So I'm gonna do the same thing I did here. I'm gonna go 50 made shots, but I'm gonna go with a 2-hand form shooting. So what I'm gonna utilize is the shooting hand, the guide hand, and then I'm also gonna utilize that triple extension I go into. This is really where you're testing to see if your athlete can initiate that power from the legs going into their shot. And this is when coaches say, use your legs. There's a power that goes from the ground through your feet, through your legs, through your body into the shot. And that can really be felt when they're able to time that properly. Make sure my shooting hand's behind the ball, guidance to the side, ball above eye level. Now I would have raised it, then go into the shot. But from here, I'm just working on just this extension for the release. So I'm here and we're done. But I'm gonna go now off something a little bit faster off of the catch. So I'm gonna do the self pass, keep the feet about shoulder width apart, hold the ball 2 hands, we're gonna catch it, and then drop into the catch, then bring the ball up. So I can work on catching it and shooting it quicker, which is something a little more game-like in this position. So we're here, self pass, nice and easy. Catch, bring it up, hold the follow through, give me that. Come on, let's go. Game time, okay? And I'll do that 50 times. For 50 makes. You want to make sure we're starting to build that consistency. So now that we've done that, we've taken 50 shots here, single hand form shots. We've taken 50 shots, all right, with 2 hands, your shooting hand and guide hand. We've taken 50 shots from this position off the self pass. We've taken 50, sorry, not shots, makes, here form, shooting from the free throw. We've gotten 50 makes from a self pass, catch and shoot from the free throw. So that's 50, 50, 50, it's 150 there. That's 100 here. So now we're at 250 shots. Now we have 100 more shots to take. So what we're gonna do is something called half moon shooting. So here's how it works. And this is the final and 6 drill. With half moon shooting, we're gonna keep our shots about free throw distance. So the free throw's about 15 feet from the basket. So if you can imagine that, we'll just say this is one of the 5 spots we'll be taking. So we'll take shots from this short corner, about 15 feet from the rim, and I'll go 20 makes over here. I'll go on this side over here, take 20 shots from here, or 20 makes. This is about 15 feet from the rim. This is what we call the left wing. And then I'll take 20 shots or 20 makes here from the free throw. I'll go 20 here from 15 feet on the right wing of the basket. And then I'll go 20 makes over here from the right corner, 15 feet from the basket. So I'm not taking any threes. All these shots are gonna be mid-range shots, 15 feet from the basket. And you can kind of walk it out. You can measure it out with a measuring tape, it's up to you. But you wanna make sure all these shots that we're taking are purely focusing on form, not on distance or strength or how far your kid can shoot. This is focusing on form. Now, if your athlete can do these every day, imagine with that type of volume and consistency, they'll get in. I talk to a lot of parents and I'm like, hey, what'd your kid do? What are they working on? Oh, we went to the park, worked on shooting. Yeah, we took some shots around, we did this, and they took 10 free throws, we went home. And I'm listening, I'm like, that's not enough, especially to the part where you're gonna demand and expect that your child perform on the court on game day, or you're gonna expect that your coaches are playing your kids more or give more opportunities. If you're not allowing them to get in the work, and again, this is without a trainer, this is just free at a park. If you're not allowing them to get in the work, or they're not asking you and telling you that they need to get in work and they want it for themselves, it's gonna be hard for you and them to demand things like playing time when it comes down to game day. So simple things like this, your child can do at any age or grade level to help them prepare and get better. This is really gonna be something that can take them to the next step and allow them to reach their goals. A lot of times the goals don't match the work. So let the work outmatch the goals, right? Work harder than the goals that you want. Then you'll never be disappointed because you'll work so hard that your goals will have to follow through. So Coach White here, hope this drill worked out. I know we're not gonna see each other for a few weeks if you're just in the basketball training sessions, but I hope this video is a great tool for you to work on your skills. During these next 2 weeks, I'll put out a few more videos to kind of elevate this drill and some other things. But again, if you've been looking at how do I improve my shooting, this is a great place to start. Anyways, Coach White, SFBA Sports Performance, and I'm out. Peace. Boom.